All right, boy. We live, bruh. I think we live with it.
We're doing live. Doing it live.
Are we good? Can y'all hear us? We good? We good in the chat? Where my chats at? Where my people in the chat at? Where y'all at? What's good?
What up, what up, what up?
Ready on the left, ready on the right. We good? I think we got I want to say we got like 3 people in the chat right now.
4.
We got 4 now. What's good, everybody?
Oh no, back down to 3.
What's going on, everybody?
It's cool. I know you'll be back.
See, we would have been here at 8 o'clock, but somebody decided to go ahead and watch the Michigan game instead of reviewing Snowfall, reviewing Bel Air.
Still watching it. I got to keep it real with y'all because we in the tight squeeze right now, so it's literally still on. But we got to work. So you know what I'm saying. Let's get it in. Oh my god, bro.
The crazy thing is, who even cares about Michigan basketball? It's just Michigan basketball, bro.
Yeah, anybody watching the Sweet 16. I know your team is currently watching from the crib. But
you taking shots, bro? You taking shots, bro?
Yes.
Vodka, whiskey, cognac.
Yes. When is the last time we've been able to talk shit about football and basketball at the same damn time? Like I can talk my shit about football and basketball. And you know what you got to you know what you got to do? You know what you got to do? You got to sit with your team down on High Street and cope and watch the game with them. You know what I'm saying?
I guess, bro. I guess. Anyway, Tony Robinson, what's good, my boy?
What up, Tony Rob?
What's going on, bro? What's going on? All right, man. You want to go Snowfall? You want to go? What you want to do? What we doing? What we doing?
Snowfall.
You want to go Snowfall first?
Yeah, Snowfall. It was light, but not light. You know what I mean?
It was light, but not light. How does that work?
Like, I feel like is definitely some shit in there that's going to have some implications going forward, right? But then at the same time, it almost felt like this episode went fast.
It did. I would agree with that.
The pace picked up exponentially, which it had to because the situations was a little nuts. Almost as nuts was how they got out of those situations. So I guess we can start with Snowfall. That's the one that's on the top of my mind.
Well, let's go ahead and do it then. Snowfall episode 6. Are we on 6 now?
Yes, sir.
Jeez, what's going on, bro? Why we killing these TV shows this quickly, man?
Speeding them through them, huh?
Damn. Opening scene, Franklin and Oso still got to deal with that tiger that they had to deal with in the last episode. So apparently from like 1970 to 1984, there was some like country club that closed down. And then they allowed the people who worked there to take home tigers or some shit. And so like that was a real thing in LA. Like that actually happened. Once this place
they
closed
let the
down,
people take them home.
I don't know if they just let people or like maybe the handlers or whatever, but like they let people take the tigers from this safari or whatever.
So him having that tiger in his backyard was 100% legit. Like it was just cool.
That actually happened in LA at some point. I guess.
Gross.
From what I've seen, I haven't actually did all the research, but from what I'm hearing from multiple sources, that's a real thing that actually happened. So that would explain why there was actually a tiger at Bro's house. That would explain why he's Joe Exotic. Also devises a plan to basically lure the homeowner near the cage and then basically get his legs snapped off, which I didn't know Oso was this ingenious plan maker.
It wasn't even that genius. It was goddamn Dukes of Hazzard, Benny Hill.
That's basically what it was.
Like, fam, come.
That's basically what it was.
You telling me he's this good and this? Well, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. It happened. It was in the show. Yeah. As crazy as they got in that situation, it was even crazier getting out. So, dude falls, gets his leg torn off. I'm sitting here scratching my head because I thought I was watching Snowfall, and it's turning into goddamn Walking Dead with a fucking tiger. But then they get out of that situation, right? A little too easy, and that lets you know that something else is probably right around the corner for him, quite literally. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Precious, what's going on? Precious Toonstall always comes in and shows love. And we
Going on.
also got Don't Trip, I Said It, who was in the comments recently. Shout out
What up?
to
What
you.
up?
She said, also had to MacGyver the situation, which is hilarious. That's exactly
Definitely,
what he did.
definitely.
Okay. So basically, now that they have gotten out of the cage, now that Franklin basically went under the cage, got the key, they're out of the whole situation. They now have to devise a new plan on how they're going to get home now that they've escaped. So their bright idea was to basically use the gun that they still have and basically point it at somebody to try to, get a vehicle and be out.
Fam, it's time to get the fuck out of that neighborhood. Like, get out a couple blocks. Like, the niggas is still out there looking for you. You know they are. That's why y'all trying to get up out of Dodge, right? So get just a few blocks if you can. But
Facts.
I don't know, man. I guess so. Yeah, the very first car that they come upon is the dudes looking for them, which
Because
is
they had
just,
the worst luck ever.
Yeah, I was about to say that's just the luck that they've been having all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the same ones too. Not even just like, oh yeah, no, boss, we got them. No, it's the same.
It's the exact 3 people that they've run into this entire time.
The same homeboy with the white thermal. Like, bruh, why are you even still out here, man? Why are you still out here?
Yeah, I don't know. That shit was nuts. So also tries to relate to bro that's basically whooping his ass because now they're getting tortured in the salon. So also tries to relate to him based off of, I believe, like a poster that he saw. But it turns out
It's like
that
a map.
because that's what it
It was
was,
a
a map.
map, and he was asking him, like, where are you from? And he was telling him, he was like, damn, we basically cousins. Like, he was trying to get in there, but
But it
it
wasn't
wasn't
his map.
working. Yeah, nah, he was like, bro, I ain't never seen that shit before just now. Stupid.
So while this is happening, Veronique explains more about her mom being a con woman and how her mom basically used to take her along with her on some of these cons and basically use her along with it.
Halfway
Right.
right on the the criminal family pass. It definitely not who's setting up these hits, but yeah, I definitely felt that her mom had a criminal past. I automatically was like, fuck you on there. Fuck you on. Because
So we do think it's foreshadowing.
maybe. So here's let me give you my thought process on it. So Franklin's been honest with Veronique about what it is that he does for work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Been very honest with her.
Yep.
They are expecting a child. They're probably, they're probably on track to be married at some point, right? They're living together, they're starting these businesses, working together, all this other stuff. So there couldn't have been any point in that where you just thinking like, well, oh yeah, at some point it's just going to be, a fairy tale, and I'll never be able to be touched, and I'll never be in any type of danger, because Franklin says so. Like, there's no way that actually had to happen for her to realize that, because she's too smart.
Yeah,
she's too smart. She's too practical, and she's seen bullshit. Like, she's been involved with it. So the sharp turn after the conversation with Sissy. I don't want to jump. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump. But
no,
anyway, that was, it didn't warrant the response, I don't feel like. And so now it makes me suspicious. Like, okay, now that I know your history and I know your skill set, was this just your opportunity to separate yourself from Franklin, and now you got him on the hook forever? I hate to switch teams from Team Veronique back over to the Veronique haters, but I don't know.
I mean, it's plenty of room over here, bro. You good?
It's a possibility. Let's say it's a door that's open.
Okay. Precious says, when Franklin said we need to steal a car, I said they're gonna get caught lacking. Which is very clearly what happened.
Absolutely.
Don't trip, I said it. Said, oh boy, said you ain't no kin to me. Back up, fool. You ain't no kin to me.
Definitely.
All right. So Franklin ends up taking that Hispanic gang to the money, which ends up being the Tiger House. For those that are wondering out there, Oso did say that the latch was like basically stuck, so that's how the tiger got out. But what I want to know is, why did the tiger attack the Hispanic gang and not Franklin as well? How does that happen?
Well, he just snuck out. He waited for one of them to get ate, and now that's my opportunity to get up through. He knew. He knew that the tiger was in there, so he's peeping. Like he like, all right, I know you better look behind these corners, wait for something to be popping the hell out. They not expecting that. They looking for bags of money. They ain't come here for no damn tiger cage and no severed old white man.
All right,
They ain't come here for that.
I guess I'll rock with that. Franklin then steals the Hispanic gang member's car, and then he puts him in the trunk afterwards, which I thought was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious.
Bro. I don't know. I would at least beat dude up for my trouble because he caused me all type of hell today. When you could have just, hey, pay me, or I'm a snitch. I swear to God, pay me right now. Pay me right now, nigga. I got pay me. That's all you had to do. But you done started all this shit. Now you ain't got no money. Couple of your niggas killed.
Yeah.
And you in a trunk. So
yeah.
Good for you and your ambition. You know?
Yeah. So basically, you'd already kind of given it away a little bit, but Sissy tells Veronique that her child will be endangered again, whether it comes from gangsters or the government.
I wasn't fond of that. Because, look, man, Sissy, you may feel the way you feel, but you coming into this situation from the outside, really, wholly. You are. You don't know Veronique. You known her for 2 days, literally. Literally. And you over here trying to counsel her to protect herself from Franklin with her baby. I didn't like that because I felt like she was interjecting herself. Now, if you thought it was bad to side with Alton when all of that stuff was going on between her and Reed with the reporter and whatever, right? Or her, Alton, and Reed and the reporter. If you thought that was betraying your son, how about counseling his baby mother to leave him in the middle of all of this? How does that? So you thought that, I would never do that again. I would never betray my son's trust. But I will counsel his baby mother to leave him while he's not around.
Now, I guess the argument could be made that Sissy didn't necessarily know that she would just up and leave, but maybe that she would be more willing to protect herself.
What are you asking me to do then? So what are you counseling to do?
Maybe she could be thinking, maybe you need to carry a gun, maybe. Or maybe you need to, I don't know. I don't think that it necessarily says you need to leave the situation is all I'm saying. I can give her the benefit of the doubt in that direction.
It was a high pressure situation. Everybody was high anxiety, of course. Franklin was still missing. That wasn't the time to make life decisions.
I would agree.
You know what I mean? It just wasn't the time to make a life decision. And I felt like the oldest person in the room should be the one to counsel that.
I would definitely agree with
that. Instead of being hyperbolic and saying, Veronique, you better get your baby and get out of here now. Yeah.
Don't trip, I said it said, Sissy better check the business after the scamming revelation, which is interesting because do you think that Franklin is privy to the fact that she used to be out here scamming with her mom?
Yes.
He knows about her mom, but does he know the extent of that situation?
Yes. Franklin is not Kanye. He did a thorough background check on Veronique. I can tell you that. But something just popped into my head. What if Sissy heard that and wanted to put some distance in between Franklin and Veronique? She heard that.
That's also possible. Yeah. Con woman, not for my son. Not for my son.
Wait. I need to check you out first. Scram.
Could be.
Especially when she got all this stuff going on with this Sandinista friend that she got going. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she needs to isolate Franklin to be able to do what it is she needs to do, which would be crazy with her leading in with, I need to do this a different way because I can't betray my son again. So I hope that's not the I hope that's not the whole we falling down, but it's a possibility. It's so crazy because there's so many opportunities for everybody in Franklin's life to be the ones betraying him,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of hard to call right now because it ain't nobody really showed their hand just yet, except for one person. But
Right. I do believe that we have seen from Sissy this season specifically that she is a somewhat of a long thinker, I would think. So maybe it's not very surface level thinking here. Maybe she does have something planned. What that is, who knows? But maybe.
yeah, for sure.
Marte is in the chat, of course, and he says
What up, Tay?
he doesn't watch Snowfall, but protecting her grandchild makes absolute sense. So he figured he'd throw his 2 cents in, even though he don't know Sissy from
That's
a fucking
that's cool. But if the aim is to not upset Franklin by betraying him or betraying his trust, then maybe a family discussion, maybe a sit down when your son get back, but a private conversation between her and his baby mama that ends up leading to her dipping, which he was obviously not happy about, probably ain't the way to go if you're not trying to ruffle his feathers, is all I'm saying.
Agreed. Hey, why did my dad just say in the chat, BMP in the house? Black media personnel.
Hey, black media personnel. BMP.
Okay. So let's
What up, Chill?
Let's move forward with oh shoot. BMP. BMP, PO, PPA, no info for the
DEA.
All right, so let's move along with the story a little bit. So basically, now that Franklin has basically gotten rid of the Hispanic gang and Jerome and Leon have come to the rescue, they go back for Oso, and Oso looks happy as hell because he doesn't get tortured anymore.
And he like, oh shit, y'all actually came back? Icon. Underlay, get me the fuck out of here, man.
He also, Franklin mentioned the fact that he still has the autograph. I just wanted to point that out because I mentioned that a couple of episodes.
That's how they first met, yeah.
Yep. So Franklin mentions that Teddy and Oso were spying on him, but of course, Oso doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Any thoughts on that whole situation?
I knew he didn't know because Oso not on man, Oso just trying to live his life, man. He's trying to make these drops, go play with his kids, make his money, drink beer. Simple man, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have ulterior motives. He's very straightforward. He's gonna tell you what he wants.
Legit.
So that just tells me that Reed is what we thought he was. He's rogue. You know what I mean? He's off his rocker. And so he's at least that tells Franklin that he's isolated. Yeah. Right. If he don't trust Oso with no information, then he doesn't trust anybody right now, which is Franklin's advantage. It's to his advantage. He can spooky in that way. He can leverage him into doing stuff.
Especially now that, obviously Franklin and Oso have been a little bit distant for a little while, but now they've had this bonding experience with each other. So now, if anything, Oso is primed to be on his side more so than Teddy's.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. Especially with this, like Teddy bounced. Teddy got up through. Yeah. When the shooting happened, Teddy took one in the shoulder and was like, see y'all later.
Right. Left Oso for dead, basically.
At least Franklin stuck it out with him, and then even when they got into some shit, he didn't fold on him. That's an experience. That's an experience that mirrors what got Oso and Reed into what they, what relationship they do have. I just think that Reed is not. He ain't operating at full tilt right now.
Yeah.
Right. So he's doing things very isolated. He's not extending his net. The only reason why he got old girl right now, the masturbating doctor, is because he ain't had no other choice. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So he's in a bad way. He's definitely in a bad way. Especially now. His hospital sucks.
Very much so. And it's about to get even weirder. Anyway, so basically in the background, everybody's kind of looking out for obviously Franklin until they realize, where he is. And they're also looking for maybe who did these hits. And there's still somebody missing. And in this case, obviously we know it's Peaches. Peaches has been missing for quite a while. Nobody can find him. There's possibly a good chance that Peaches has absolutely nothing to do with any of this. He could
It is
be he
in
could
the
be dropped dead
hospital.
somewhere or in the hospital.
Hey, why nobody ain't called and checked at the hospital for this man? Why ain't nobody called they cops? And why ain't nobody called Buckley and see if he's locked up? It's literally like, okay, if he doesn't walk through the door, then he a snitch. We need to find him. We need to shoot him down. It was Peaches. I know it 100%. I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, Peaches is Franklin's guy.
Yeah.
He's the most trusted. How did we get to just folding on Peaches so quickly without really doing no due diligence either? That's what's really fucking me up. Like, they're literally just circling the hood and waiting for him to pop up. Like, man, call the everywhere, the hospitals, the morgues, the jails. Like, you trying to find somebody,
yeah. But Peaches was also Jerome's guy before he was Franklin's guy.
Right. He was Jerome's friend, but they trusted him to protect Franklin.
Yeah.
Right. Like they let him roll with the guy, the man, him.
But I say that to say he's almost family at this point.
Almost, yeah.
So,
and you know what? The fact, well, we'll get to that. But there was something said later on in the conversation that makes me think that Peaches he was involved, but not willingly.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Veronique wants to go home now that Franklin is back. Franklin wants to get Dion to drive her home, but she says, "Nah, I'm good on that, fam." Which is nuts, because why don't you want some kind of security detail with these shootings going on?
Sissy said, "You better run, girl," and she about to go do it. She said, "Oh, bet your mama said I gotta go." That's all the confirmation I need, homeboy, because you told me you could protect me.
Yeah,
you told me you could protect me, and all of this proves that none of that is true. You don't even know who's trying to kill you yet. He probably should have showed up to like the warm up of that football game, when they stretching and warming up. That way, by the time he got to the sonogram, he could have been like, "Yes, I know exactly who it is." You know what I'm saying? But he had his schedule fucked up, and so he got the affirmation. He got the information after the sonogram, so he couldn't come to her correct.
All right, fair enough. Parissa, the nurse, is mopping up all the blood at the crib when Teddy has a panic attack, probably from the withdrawals from all the coke he's taken within the last 48 hours. And then she
You know what I got from that?
Oh, what's up?
You know what I got from that scene? I almost felt like she was keeping him sedated and like he was starting to come out of it.
Could be.
Right? Like he was trying to fight his way out of it to try to make it something or someone. And
I would not be surprised.
When she realized that shit, she was like, "Hell no, hold on, go back to sleep." Like, because first of all, the doctor is freaky. Is something wrong with her?
I don't know what's going on with her. And I don't like it. But obviously, during this time, she also mentions that I guess they had spent some time with each other in Tehran. And at the time, he was probably thinking about his wife. And she's like, "Well, I kind of wanted to get some of that Teddy." You know what I mean? So,
pause.
That's what she said. I'm not saying that.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Pause.
Anyway, that's what she said, and then she kisses him. So then, like, now we're at this weird situation with the two of them.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't like it because I don't want Reed to have an ally in this war that's coming. You know what I mean? I kind of like the idea of him being a lone wolf, a rogue soldier. Like, because definitely the situation that just happened with Franklin and Oso is going to cause a rift with him and Reed, I believe. And so now she's going to be his new number 2. She's going to be his new right hand. And it's like,
I agree.
He don't deserve it.
I don't have a problem with him having a number 2 or just a person in his corner, so much as I don't want it to be her. That's my only problem with it. because she's just weird. Like she just gives off
Very weird.
this weird stalkerish, maybe drugging him vibe. That's just like. I mean, I hate that it's the fact that he only has one person in this situation, and it happens to be a person who's drugging him to basically probably rape him. Like, it's just a weird situation.
That's what it feels like, right? Like it feels like it's just like, bro, are you keeping my man's in the bed so like you can so you can have a jerk off post for
You
as
know what I
long as you
mean?
want it?
It's just all bad. It's all
Like a
weird.
humping post, right? Like damn. Yeah,
It's all weird. Okay. So after that, we see that the spot that only Peaches and Franklin know about, that apparently had big money in it, now all of a sudden doesn't.
That is pretty damning. That is pretty damning, and it makes it seem like it's Peaches for sure. But it just feels like they even said it like he couldn't have just did this out the blue. And if he did, it was something. They had something on him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's take it back to the time, right? This is 1985. 1985. Okay. All right. Has Magic Johnson been diagnosed with AIDS yet? I don't think so. That was close to like the
that was early
90s.
'90s. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we still in the heat of the hysteria around it that we don't really know nothing about it.
Yeah.
We still just assume it's a gay disease and stuff like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Would you steal from your drug crime lord boss to hide the fact that you had HIV? Something that's seen to be a homosexual disease at that time.
No.
I don't think so either.
Not in the sense that, like I said, Franklin is family. Peaches is family to them. So
yeah, I feel like he was just telling me sick. Like I don't know, but he definitely got that shit. He definitely has.
Oh yeah,
He definitely has it.
I would agree.
So if he, go ahead. No, go.
So I have wondered if maybe by chance, and a really bad coincidence, I guess, that maybe they were watching Peaches and Franklin this entire time before they decided to actually hit. Because if you remember, Leon and Franklin had no idea that he had gotten home. So they just weren't aware of him being home. So they could have been watching them for a really long time. And so
yeah,
they followed
and
them
then got to Peaches before they actually moved on the plan.
Or
That could be it.
Maybe they killed Peaches, or probably not. But these are possibilities, I guess. Let's see. I didn't ignore the chat for long enough. So we've got my dad saying several times throughout the day, there's an attempt on your life. Why would you let your baby mama go home by herself? That's a good question.
Oh, you just said that they wouldn't try to hit us again tonight. Oh, that's a good enough guarantee for me. Sure. Me hop my happy ass in the car and drive off. Yeah, no. Off
Absolutely
of Franklin's
not.
intuition? Yeah, that's what got us here, ain't it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, that's a no-go.
Polo Boy says, I think Peaches was kidnapped and killed. That's what maybe.
That's what it's feeling like. That's what I'm feeling like. I think they found some sort of leverage on Peaches and used him to get close to Franklin, and then when they didn't need him no more, they discarded him. That's what I'm thinking happened to Peaches, because I don't see Peaches flipping. You right? His ties is too deep. Plus, what's the motivation? We don't even know that Peaches got family for them to try to leverage against him. So it had to been like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Did Peaches have a woman?
I don't know. I'm not aware. All right. So Franklin gets home and can't find V. What he does find is a Dear John letter. Who does V think she is? Gloria from Power?
Bam. She out of here. She's out of here. Shut up. Yeah, no, man, she bolted. So I had two different thoughts, right? We already discussed the first one, like, well, damn, was this just the opportunity that she needed? And she was like, all right, plan in effect, boom. Or was it simply just the words of Sissy, whispering her
Yeah.
out of there out of fear? But it just feels like such a how? How did it just hit you now? How?
Mm-hmm.
You selling drugs.
Yeah.
And I can't even give you the benefit of the doubt as someone who has never been in the drug game because you was scamming people with your mama as an adolescent. Like you understand criminal activity, you understand the
Mm-hmm.
risk. You had
Mm-hmm.
somebody that taught you from yay high.
Yeah.
So you understand the game that you playing is not bubblegum and roses. It's not perfection and protection. There
Mm-hmm.
is there is no there is no perfect life in what he do. Even if after y'all get out, he will still have enemies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't understand the shock and all of it all. From a person who grew up in a criminal lifestyle, her damn self,
Mm-hmm.
and then also knew full on well what was happening before you got with Franklin and before you had a baby with this man. Or you got, y'all conceived. So it felt a little off considering what she had to have considered to be doing all the things that she's doing with Franklin. To
I
be
would
this
agree.
deeply intertwined, like, oh, boom, well, you'll get to it. We'll get to it at the
Let me
appointment.
let me ask you this. So
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe that she's got anything to do with whoever shows up later. But
Hmm.
could it be that this, for whatever reason, could be the perfect time for her to get out from under Franklin for whatever master plan that she may have or that she may be involved with? Like this might be conveniently the time to get out from under him
That's what
so
I
she
yeah, that's
can.
what I was saying. That's
Okay.
what I was saying. Like, if this is part of some grander scheme for her, this would be a very convenient time to do it because it lines up and no one
Yeah.
has to question it. You don't have to do it ugly. You don't have to disappear.
Right. Right.
This is as
It just makes
seamless
sense.
of a way
Yeah.
that you can do it. Yeah,
It's convenient.
if there is an ulterior motive.
Got you. Got you. Okay, so Franklin meets with Avi, and during their conversation, Avi mentions that Franklin could be anything he wants, which makes Franklin's story kind of tragic if you think about it. I mean, he could literally be anything he wants, and so he chooses the life that causes a lot of trauma for his family, something
Hmm.
that he could end up being in jail or worse. Tragic. Just thinking about that because he had so much promise when we started the show, and now
Yeah.
here he is, this drug kingpin where things can only pretty much go bad.
Yeah, it's you see this in a lot of TV shows where like they show you where you started out, the promise, the potential of the person, and they end up just using that to advance themselves in a criminal way. Shit, Ghost or I'm saying Power, Ghost, Mayans, Sons of Anarchy, even damn The Godfather. It's a very well ran through concept or trope,
Mm-hmm.
but it's always interesting to see the different like nuances of like, all right, what turned that person? Like, what made it happen? Like, was it the death of a parent? Was it the loss of a loved one, of a lover? Was it being abused as a child? Was it I don't know. It's always different quirks for somebody, so it doesn't really define a rhyme or a reason why somebody chooses to go the way that they go, regardless of potential, regardless of their potential earnings or position or anything like that. It's just always it's a science, right? Like, or it's
Yeah.
not a science. It's not an exact science. It's just chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in this case, it was definitely a chance because all he really wanted was a better life for himself, but
Hmm.
something immediate,
Yeah.
somewhat. Because he was seeing the pain that his family was dealing with just being in poverty.
Yeah.
So and in that chance, he became a drug dealer. It's an unfortunate thing, but like I said, I think it wraps up what could be the tragic story of Franklin. So I just thought that was interesting.
Hmm.
Louis and Jerome meet up with a couple of niggas about a drop, and obviously after the shooting, the drop is on hold. After being mad disrespectful, Jerome whoops dude's monkey ass.
Woo! Woo! He caught what Peaches would have got if he could see Peaches right now, because
Yeah.
that was bad. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you've seen the dude fighting at the Walmart, the real tall black dude. He was fighting with the Walmart employee and
Yes.
got his head dinged off the self checkout
Mm-hmm.
line. That's what that was. That's what
exactly what that was.
Teach your boy how to scrap.
Next time he gets the trigger, I was like, sheesh. Is
No, he said next time have that trigger on you.
that what he said?
Yeah,
I thought he said next time he gets.
I thought he said next time grab your trigger.
Could be.
Could be the same thing. Clearly you need it. You feel me? And then Louis telling him, pick your man up. Go ahead. Pick him up. Pick him up.
You know she felt good in that moment.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, my nigga beating ass. Like, that's got to be a good feeling for her, I'm sure.
Ew, that was definitely a 614 fights moment for sure.
1000%.
He been waiting to do that too. He been taking too much from Buckley.
He been taking way too many L's. The song.
Yeah, he been waiting on that.
Yeah,
he caught an ass whooping that everybody was supposed to have caught way before him. He probably would have let that shit slide another day.
Facts. Chillmonger says, and there's always the trope of the teacher saying you have so much potential, which is
for
facts.
sure,
which is facts. Marte says a series about a scumbag from birth would be interesting. Such a Marte thing to say.
He's so sarcastic, bro.
And then Polo Boy says, but didn't we see Franklin alternate life in that one episode and it was terrible? We see his alternate life?
Yeah, he went to college. He was like at UCLA or some shit like that.
I vaguely remember that. What was that, season 2?
That was early. That was like season 1.
Was it? Okay. Yeah. I was like,
season
I remember that shit.
But I mean, yeah, we did, and it was a normal life. It was go to college, graduate, get a boring job, have a wife and some kids, and get old. Like that's what it was gonna be. Mm-hmm. He said, "Fuck that."
And it's not like when you see all of your people in poverty, obviously you having even if it's a 6-figure job, is not going to get everybody, to where they're prospering as well. So I think that was the idea originally behind what he was trying to do.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I already talked about that. Parissa is cleaning and removing Teddy's bandages and then kisses him. That shit was nuts. But she did up the price from $250,000, $250,000 to $500,000 after seeing the keys in the trunk.
$500K. Cause boy, you sitting on a payload, but now she just wants in. Now she wants the thrill of what it is they do for work.
Yeah.
She's like, I want in.
For sure. V is having her sonogram. Franklin shows up late. They find out there is one kid, not twins, with a heartbeat, so everything's good on that end. That's pretty great for them, I guess. There's some good news in this.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So let's get into the shits.
Cool.
So someone mentions Kane at the fact-finding mission. Franklin and Lee weren't aware that he was out, like I said before. They go and meet with bro, and it turns out he's storming Norm Nixon.
Yeah. Bro's a versatile actor.
Very versatile.
I had to try to keep from laughing though, because I just seen I seen him doing this for Winning Time. Slow.
Shit. I want you to be aware that I'm calling him Norm Nixon. I'm not calling him Kane. I'm calling him Norm Nixon.
Sure. That's Norm. That's storming Norm Nixon.
Actually, I just found out when I looked that up, his dad is Norm Nixon. Like the actor's dad is Norm Nixon.
No, legit. He did an interview with Rich Eisen last week at a scene, and he was talking about playing his dad and shit.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah, it is dope. Boondocks. Take a look.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Maybe the series wouldn't be canceled right now. Maybe you'd have some excitement around it. But yeah.
You know.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
So Norm Nixon mentions Delroy, the cousin that Franklin didn't want to get revenge for. Why do I remember that and don't remember the episode where they show Franklin's alternate life? That's weird. Anyway,
Delroy. Okay, so wait. Delroy was homeboy who been locked up too long and brought some of his prison activity home.
No,
Okay.
Delroy was the one that Kevin. You remember Kevin, obviously.
Yeah.
We're about to
We
talk
know
about
Kev.
him in a
Yeah,
second.
we know
So
Kev.
Kevin, like, I guess he had his cousins out on the block, start selling for him, and then his little cousin got like shot, and so Kev was like, "Oh no, fuck that! We gotta go get the guns. We gotta go hit these niggas."
Yeah. Okay, I remember. Now I remember. I
So
got it.
obviously, Norm Nixon mentions Delroy, the cousin that Franklin didn't want to get revenge for, and then he mentions Kev, who Franklin killed, as being motives for why he's been shooting at him. Being that Norm Nixon is Kev's brother. I should say Kane Hamilton is Kev's brother.
Bruh.
Franklin. Oh, go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So they pull up at the park, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lets them through. They have a calm conversation. Why? I guess what did they expect to come out of that situation that required them to meet face to face?
I would think that they basically were coming to him, arms open, like, look, like, we're here to basically talk about whatever is going on. Why are you shooting at us? To
Wouldn't the
give
fact
you
that I shot at you, your mother, your uncle, your auntie, and your unborn child and unborn child's mother suggest that we pass that point?
yes,
Like if it was just
1,000 for me and you, yeah, for sure.
if it was just one of them, maybe. If you just shoot at Unc and miss and pull off, maybe I'll pull up and say, "Hey, yo, what the fuck going on?" Because this was. But a coordinated hit on my entire family suggests that we're past talking.
Yeah, I would agree.
That
I
we're
would
past talking.
agree.
Here's my second question: where the fuck did? Okay, so obviously he's paying all of these niggas with the money that he stole. How did he get them overnight? You've been locked up for 10 years. Your brother is dead. Your cousin is dead. You've been down for 10 years. Now, unless Kane was running shit when he went down, unless, that makes sense. That makes sense
Kind
if
of
he
seems like
was the guy.
yeah.
But then if that was the case though, how were y'all not prepared for that? How did he sneak up on you?
Yeah. I mean, he would have had to have been laying super low.
Yeah,
And for Franklin to be that guy, I'm surprised no signs of any kind of backstabbing maybe would have, shown up. I don't know. That is kind of weird.
He did say he'd been out for a couple months though, so that's enough time to try to put something together. If niggas is still loyal and feel away about what happened to Kev, which obviously they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's about to be a shitstorm. War coming. He gonna have to handle that shit quickly though, because he needs to get his focus back on CIA boy over here.
No, that's a fact.
That's if Sissy don't blow the whole thing up. You know what I'm saying, in the midst of it. So we'll see what happens with Saint, man. He got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, no, I will say that I am at least excited for the fact that, hey man, Norm Nixon seems to be a really good actor. And so I'm interested to see, him
At
play this
least
character.
Norm Nixon Jr.
Yeah.
There
The actual actor behind the character Norm
of
Nixon in
Norm
the
Nixon.
show seems to be a really good actor. So I want to see. I do want to see more from him.
Storm and Norman Jr.
Yes, 1,000%. Polo Boy says, when are we going to realize that Franklin is an L man? So that he always takes L's.
Does he though? I mean, he up though. Like he's definitely up.
And he always finds a way on top. I mean, it's not in the sense that Tariq finds his way catching L's and then he ends up on top miraculously. This is like realistic.
My boy Franklin done caught one murder charge and he beat it, right? And didn't even have to go to court. Smooth.
Yeah.
Tariq is in and out of court perpetually.
Yeah.
He is in and out of legal situations like constantly his entire. Well, not to compare this man back to Tariq again, But just saying, like
Got a whole video of that.
he's taking his lumps for sure. He's taking his losses. He's had far bigger wins though.
I would agree. And again, realistic wins. Any other questions from the chat? And while I'm waiting on those, do you have any other thoughts about this episode of Snowfall and what we might have coming?
This was a good episode. I liked it.
I definitely think they made a comeback from how wild it seemed that last episode was.
Yeah. It's almost like whoever wrote that episode, and then the next writer looked at it and was like, "Oh shit, yeah, we're gonna have to get back on track pretty quickly." And they righted all that shit up really quickly, and then we got to the seriousness of the episode.
1000%.
I expect things to heat up on the street level before they do with Reed, which is disappointing because I really wanted to see that come to a boil here early so we can get some action on that front. But it seemed like he's going to have to handle this situation with Kane first. Veronique could be a scammer. Could just be a scared mom. Let's hold out. Let's hold out hope for scared mom. Sissy need to mind her business.
Sure, she does have a lot of business to mind, so
yes, she sure does. And Jerome need to have a sit down with Louis about homeboy Buckley before he beats another man almost to death.
Okay, so we can't see one more scene of Jerome whooping ass.
Not like that.
All right.
Like by hit 7, he could have let that man go with all his teeth spitting out of his mouth, and it'd have been done. Now, well, I guess he don't care. He don't care about homeboy's going to the ICU for some time. He's gonna be there for a minute.
Yeah,
he's gonna be there for a minute.
He's definitely going to have all sorts of just scars, bruising, probably even some indents in his shit. Like, yeah, it's gonna be
bad. It's about to be bad, bro.
He's gonna need facial reconstruction.
Hey, look, bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you. You're gonna look different. Hey,
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? We can go run it back if you want to.
No. All right. We are. I think we're ready for Bel Air. Chat seems ready for Bel Air.
Can you give me just a minute? Give me like
Absolutely
60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Or 30 seconds.
Bruh.
30 seconds. Can a man relieve himself, please?
I mean, I guess.
Speak to the chat for a moment. Take questions.
I'm just saying, Atlanta is out. You and already.
Okay. All right.
Oh man, this man gonna mess up everything, bro. I'm trying to watch Atlanta. I know y'all trying to watch Atlanta too. This shit kind of crazy, bro. My boy Pope Tay out here. Atlanta back. I know, bro. I know. I'm trying to watch Earn. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta. They in Europe now and shit. I'm just trying to see what's going on. You feel me? What's going on with the chat? Let's see. Don't trip. I said it. Said facts to my Faja. What else is going on? Chillmonger, what's going on? I wonder if he's still in the chat. Tony Robinson, what's going on? I gotta clear some of these chats out here. Precious, what's up? What's going on? And then of course, our guy. This is Marte. Are y'all still doing the podcast, Marte? You gotta let me know if you're still in the chat, bro. Definitely trying to tap in with the podcast. All right, you back?
Hey, bro.
You back?
You don't gotta rush me, fam. Yeah, I'm back.
I'm just wondering. Just ad-libbing out here, you know what I mean? All right, so are you ready for Bel Air?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's talk about Uncle Phil, man. He took me through a roller coaster of emotions for this episode.
Boy. Yeah,
I went from being like, you was a big ass to being like, man, you the motherfucking goat, fam. You are the goat. You are the inspiration of fathers. Yeah, no, man, like, zoom.
That's crazy.
It was all over the place this episode with him.
So what are we on? Episode?
This is like 9.
This is 9. Oh my god.
Episode 9. Yep.
What's gonna be crazy is that next week. Well, actually, we can't. We might not even. I was gonna say Moon Knight and then Bel Air and then Snowfall.
Damn.
Nope. Because we're gonna be, we're gonna be jet setting next week.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, we'll be able to watch it, Snowfall and Moon Knight that night, but not Snowfall. Wait. Damn. So wait, Bel Air is on Thursdays, and then Snowfall's on Wednesdays. Yeah, but we'll be at the. We can do it.
You want to do it there? Is that what's happening?
I mean, we would have to watch it before we get on the plane. We're going on my bachelor party, everyone. You know
okay, I didn't know we were.
It's
holding
cool.
That
it's
info.
Cool. Nah, I'm good. I don't know where we going. Don't follow us.
Yikes.
Nah,
anyway.
But yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, no, I was just we got 3 shows that
we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll be all right. Content kings. DeMarco.
All right. So the opening scene in Bel Air, Will is tying his tie. Geoffrey comes in to help. Will asks about the search for his father. Geoffrey says it's in the works. Any thoughts on that first opening scene at all?
Yeah, so just reinforcing Will's wants or his seeking of information around his dad. I think that Geoffrey is thank God that Geoffrey's here for Will, because he's the only one not the only one. Vivian's being pretty honest about it, but from the male perspective, understanding that for a man to know who he is truly, he at least needs to know about his father. You know what I'm saying? He can't be out here fluttering in the wind, because they will constantly ask himself about, well, damn, what are you to mirror yourself as if you don't have that figure? Maybe not a father per se, but a father-like figure.
I would agree.
And so I think Uncle Phil is so set on that being him that Geoffrey is letting him know, like, fam, he has an actual father who's still living and breathing, who at some point is going to stumble upon this man. And if you build up his persona, his confidence, his mental state around excluding him, all it's going to take is for Lou to blow in to knock all that shit down. First of all, you're building it on a lie. Because clearly there's something going on with Will's father and the family that is foundational, right? That could, like he said, that could tear this family apart. So that's number one. You're already telling me it's some bullshit involved with my dad that could literally tear us apart. That's enough to eat in the back of my mind for the rest of my life, what that could possibly be, number one. Number two, it's not as if Will has never met this man. It's not as if Will has no recognition of him at all. Like, it's always going to be a question to him as to why.
Yeah.
Whether or not he has the confidence to ask it or not, it is always going to be a question of why. So you cannot summarily just dismiss those feelings from a kid like Will, because you're not first of all, you're not dealing with reality, and you're not forcing him to deal with reality. Reality is, regardless of how much confidence you build up around that, it's only going to take for that question of your identity, of who you come from, who you're supposed to be, that part, half of who you are literally, is always going to ring in the back of your head. So I just felt like Uncle Phil was he was a tad off, and he's guarding his relationship with Will, but keeping him from knowing about his dad, at least. You don't want him to meet, but keeping them from just knowing anything about him is OD. It's a bit much.
I would agree. Tony Robinson said something that I'm going to hold on to until a little later. The family is apparently making a trip to the church since the Reverend is endorsing him. Carlton has a solo, which, man, why are these kids so damn talented at everything?
They are the wonder kids. Like, these are the fucking the in vitro babies that they gave special traits. I want my baby to be an expert pianist. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. Like, god damn. You got a fucking 5-star chef as a daughter. Your son is the missing member of the Boys to Men. Will is a 5-star recruit. Notice that I
And
put
he's
Will.
John Legend on the piano.
Did you notice that I put Will in with the talented children of Vivian and Phil?
Oh my god! All right. So anyway,
And then Ashley is an activist for an array of political movements. So,
which we will talk about.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's my next point.
Shout
The
out to
Reverend,
Ashley.
the Reverend is going around speaking with various members of the Banks family, and he gets to Ashley, who's advocating for more members of the LGBTQ plus community to be in higher positions, which is cool. But like, why is that the only thing to her character? Like, flesh her out more. Give her some more to go off of with her character.
Well, you're right. You're right. They have given the other characters more avenues to show their personality other than the battle that they're going through with their sexuality. That's true. I think what they're trying to get at with this one is the fact that Vivian has a not a problem. It's not right to say a problem. She has a blind spot or a perceived blind spot for all of her children, right? What we would perceive to be a blind spot with all of her children for something, right?
Yeah.
Carlton's anxiety, Hillary's struggles trying to become come into her own as a woman. Excuse me. Ashley, experimenting with her sexuality.
Yep.
It's like she's already did her thing with Hillary. She acknowledges later on in this episode that she probably needs to pay more attention to Carlton. I think that's Ashley's thing with her mom. Now she's being more guarded about her situation with her mother because Hillary is her person now. You know what I'm saying? In her mother's absence, while she's been batting eyes with Blue Jays, Hillary's been at home doing her motherly duties. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? She should probably clean some of that situation up. You feel me?
I would agree. And I completely understand that. I just think it's weird that the one LGBT character that you have seems to be extremely one-dimensional because their only speaking parts come when they're talking about that. Whereas Hillary has more going on than just her Thirsty Chef videos. She's also dating Jazz. Right?
They've done a good job of balancing out just about every main character in the show except for Ashley. Ashley.
If I had to criticize it, I would just say she's a little one-dimensional, unfortunately, at least at this part of the show. But, hopefully we'll see a little bit more from her character.
Yeah.
Karuchi makes an appearance in this episode.
Karuchi! I'm surprised we didn't see any still images of Chris peeking around extras in the back.
Literally, as I saw her, Karuchi, him saying that in that voice played in my head. I was like, "Oh shit, Karuchi!" Literally, I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
Yo, Chris Brown was watching Bel Air and was like, "Oh."
the Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Yes.
All right, so Karuchi makes an appearance in this episode. Apparently, she's kind of like Hillary's hero when it comes to this whole content creation thing. She currently has 10.2 million followers, and Hillary wants to collab, but Karuchi seems a little hesitant.
Big YouTube checks. Big dogs.
Big facts.
Yeah, like that Hillary's networking, you know what I'm saying? She's doing her due diligence. Hillary is we're watching her make her mistakes in real time.
Yes.
We've all gone through this part in our life where we do dumb things and we realize they're dumb and you find a way out of them and move forward, do better and be better for it. So it's cool to watch her, adjust and readjust, going from the things that she was going through when she was living in the house and going back and forth with her mom, and then her first job opportunity that she had to turn down, and then the one that she took that she had to get out of. It's been a lot of up and down. So, it's good. It's good to see a coming of age from both perspectives, right? You got one coming from Will and Carlton, obviously, right? And then you have another one from a bit of an older stage, right? Like more like leaving the nest as opposed to maturing. Yeah. And it's coming from a female perspective. So they're I think, again, very good job of intertwining a lot of these characters. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
oh
They've
yeah,
done a good job of balancing them out and giving them multiple traits, multiple personality, different things that they explore on.
As long as your name is not Ashley. Anyway, Will confides in Carlton about whether or not seeking out info on his dad is a good idea.
In the aisle
I
at church,
literally was about to say that.
like I understand you want to ask when you're not around Uncle Phil and Viv, but like, fam, like right now, right? Like as we walking
At the
down, like
church,
that's when you
while
want to do
he's
this.
preparing for a solo, like this is the time. This is the time. Like, okay, this is weird. At the
Bro.
very least, they are in a church, which Carlton mentioned, so maybe he can find himself a sign. Okay, maybe not. Anyway, so Thirsty Chef seems to have been completely scrubbed off the internet. New Uncle Phil makes the comment that law school may still be in Hillary's future, which is absolutely wild because it would seem that he hasn't learned from the situation with his wife that he just can't he can't impose shit on people without eventual backlash.
You don't know. You don't know what Uncle Phil know. You don't know Uncle Phil.
He doesn't know his daughter. How about that?
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
you can't just be imposing shit like that on her. Like, oh yeah, always law school. Well, no, she's going to keep trying her content creation thing.
Yeah, no, he definitely has that. Oh, let her run off and do what she do, and when she fails, she'll come back to us kind of attitude. Like, and I don't think that. I think that Hillary wants to show that she's like him in the way of like, nah, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I'm gonna do what, and I think that's why another part of this episode was so important because he set an example that I feel like will help Hillary moving forward because she's always seen her dad the way that Geoffrey explains that he sees him, right? Because those are people that are very close to him. Hillary is obviously Uncle Phil's favorite.
Yeah.
And so Geoffrey is his confidant. He's his right hand. So they can see him in the same way. She sees the killer that'll do anything to get ahead, and she wants to be like him, which leads her to taking her clothes off and cooking tasty treats. But then, if he sets a better example for her, then that'll be what she mirrors instead. So, where were we on? How did we get here? We were talking about Hillary.
Yeah. So basically, new Uncle Phil not realizing that maybe she just wants to do some content creation, bro. Let her.
Oh yeah. So he's still treating her with the kid gloves, and Hillary wants to show him that she's a killer. So that's why she's doing all. I'm gonna do this on my own. I have to take my mom's advice and just set it on my own. I'm not gonna go to him for nothing, and that'll prove to him that I'm just like him.
Well, she literally did that for her mom too. So maybe she's just doing it for both parents.
Right.
Okay. So Carlton's voice breaking mid solo could have probably been handled a little bit better. I just feel like the way
Like, bro, just keep going, fam.
Yeah, this is weird.
Like, it was all right. Like he cracked one time and everything just fell. It was just like, damn, bro.
And how often do you see a singer's voice just break mid sentence like that? I don't know. It's just weird.
Maybe he was feeling a little pitchy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe his nasal cavity was a little unstuffed. You know what I'm saying? His nerves wasn't right.
Tony Robinson says when Carlton ran off, they should have had somebody faint.
Oh, he needs some milk.
All right. So now, after asking about Carlton, Ashley gets asked about her recent change in concern from climate change, which we've seen her ask about in the first episode, to LGBTQ issues. And Aunt Viv seems to kind of know what's going on. And despite her and new Uncle Phil being progressive somewhat, Ashley still doesn't want to discuss her preference.
So first off, let's give Ashley some credit for being very, very observant because she peeps that something is wrong with Carlton before his parents did. So bravo to you, young lady. Yeah. So again, not very trusting of her mother right now because I've been going through a lot of shit and you ain't been around, fam. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you're gonna take what it is I have to tell you or what I've been going through. So I'm just gonna hold that for a bit and keep it here. And then, if you feel so inclined to drop me off at school or pick me up or cook me dinner one night, then maybe we'll have a conversation with it. But since I haven't seen you or my father for the better part of a month, I think I'm gonna just stick with Hills over here. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna just stick with Hillary.
Which is something I pointed out when she originally had that conversation with Hillary.
Like
I just thought it was weird that she was being more motherly.
Yeah, I get that she's trying to be open and she's trying to make it, so that excuse me, trying to make it so that Ashley feels like she can come to her and tell her stuff like that. But she's missing the fact that she's been detached for a little bit now, and there's just no telling with a girl or any kid at that age what's been happened to them at school or any of their first relationships with friends, anything like that, because it's a very emotional time of your life.
Yeah, quite a bit so. Will is speaking with Hillary over a plate of chicken and waffles because why not? And it seems he has no idea that Carlton dabbles in treating his nose. She says that he should speak with him about his issues, but Will doesn't want to leave his chicken.
First of all, and chill out.
That's what happened.
I like that. I like that Hillary has some sneak about her, because it would have been the worst thing in the world for her to run her ass up there. Oh my gosh, Carlton, you're doing cocaine? like it would have been the worst thing. Everything would have fell apart. Carlton would have been salty at Will. Will would have been salty at Hillary. Hillary salty at both of them. It just wouldn't have been a good time. So she knew what to do. So you go back up there and talk to her. Y'all getting cool. Plus, you didn't already seen it, so he's not gonna be surprised by you coming up there to talk to him about it. Yes. Will had been trying to eat all damn day, and whatever they wouldn't. He was trying to eat, and my man's couldn't even get a bite of the leg of the drum. But
the fried chicken,
bro, we like fried chicken, man. It's not a phenomenon. Some like rice,
was the plate.
some like fufu. We like chicken. It's
and
just
waffles.
Some like tacos. We like chicken. It's a thing. It's okay. It's okay
and
to
waffles.
say.
Okay, all right, just pointing that out. By the way, when did Carlton upgrade from snorting Xannies to Coke? When did it? I was unaware that
thought
Coke
it was
involved.
just Xanax. Yeah. I ain't never seen no cocaina for your boy C.
Yeah.
Where did Will see him? Well, you know what? Why would you be doing lines of Xanax at a party? So when he was snorting at that pool party that first night that Will was there, when he was talking to Lisa, that was probably the coke. That was probably the coke. That's why he was so out of his mind and tried to push Will in the water.
Yeah.
So
sure.
the Xanax is probably just the Xanax is to chill out in front of the family. The coke is the party.
Right, for sure. Tony Robinson is on a roll. He says, when they leave Ashley's scenes, do the producers just cut the lights off while she's still in the room until her next scene? I think so.
No, for sure, bro. They treat Ashley like Judy from Family Matters.
Or like Meg from Family Guy.
Or Meg. But see, Meg get more screen time than Ashley.
That is a fact.
Meg has a personality. Meg has history on the show. Read his comment about Hillary, too.
Oh, no, I will.
Oh, okay.
I want to wait to bring that up at a certain point.
Sure, okay.
All right. So let's see here. So Carlton may or may not be suffering from anxiety, but he also obviously is dealing with coke. This is an issue because one may be leading to the other, but it also obviously could be tough to decipher between what's causing his current issues, I would think.
Well, so, I mean, the way that he explains it sounds pretty reasonable. I use the drugs to cope with my anxiety. Whether you up or down is better than being stressed out. So,
but I would think that the coke could lead to his anxiety, and then obviously the anxiety is also leading to him taking the coke. So,
well, I mean, but that's drugs though. That's cocaine. It's just addiction. So that has to be part of it to some degree. So we'll see if he quits cold turkey or if he still, struggles with it going forward. My bet is struggles with it going forward
For
because
sure.
usually those habits that are picked up at a young age are kind of hard to shake. So, and
He's in a
also,
vicious cycle.
yeah, I also do not see a version of this where Carlton comes completely out of his issues without his parents being involved.
Oh yeah.
I don't see because
Oh yeah.
they're right in the root of why he feels like he has to do what he does is his parents. So there's no way that he's going to come out of this and it just be between him, Will, and Hillary.
I would agree. My other problem with that is that you can really never know whether or not it's actually anxiety or if it's the drugs that he's on.
I guess Carlton's not a really even well, man. I was getting ready to say Carlton's not really a manipulative person, but
he's not a what?
yeah, never mind.
He's not a what?
Never mind.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
I mean, I guess that is a possibility. It's out there just because of the evidence of past behaviors. I would say what he's been showing us he's on right now doesn't lead itself to that, but that it is certainly a possibility.
I would agree. Will offers to be a helping hand for Carlton through his issues, and while I'm still waiting on Carlton to piss me off, it is nice to see them actually get along together.
Yeah, it is. It's dope. We're starting to see the cousinly relationship that starts to form between Will and Carlton.
Agreed. Although new Uncle Phil seems to think Hillary got out of her contract legitimately, here we are witnessing Hillary and Jazz try to steal her shit back from Kylo.
Like, what's your plan? What's your plan, baby girl? And then also, I'm staying in a 5-star bungalow until I find a place.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that.
Wait. 5-star bungalow, right?
Yep.
How about, just hear me out. How about we get a small apartment somewhere, and then we use that money that you would have been spending at that $5-star bungalow to pay back Kylo, so that you don't have to go back to the house and steal stuff.
Thank you.
But again, we are watching a young adult try to adult, and when I was 20 years old, I probably would have done something similar.
Fair enough.
Keep my coin, live comfortably because I can. I'm rich, right? And then we'll handle that whole contract situation later. It's not important.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Did you laugh when you saw Short King get the ladder to get the stuff? Did you laugh a little bit?
Bam. So first of all, they definitely noticed that the height difference between Hillary and Jazz is high key disrespectful, because you can see the angles that they're shooting at now. He's like 3 or 4 feet in front of her, but they trying to give you this little down angle to make them look like they close in height. And she was wearing flats today when they was together.
Yeah,
she went from heels and all the other scenes to flats when she was with Jazz.
Oh man, it's like they probably realized mid-season, like, this can't work. This
Nah,
right here,
bro,
can't work.
you shouldn't like that. They filtering your short kings. They need to put his shortness at the forefront so he can be proud about it.
I didn't say I liked it. I just said I noticed it.
Yeah, no, you don't like that. Hey, hashtag short kings. I'm with you now.
Thank you.
Now that you're in the press class, I'm with you.
Thank you.
We have commonality. We have a common thread.
Why did Tony Robinson say Jazz trying to clap Hillary's cheeks like a Manny Fresh beat? That is hilarious.
And it's facts. It's facts.
Yo, no, it's facts.
He already had a plan set up. He like, boom, we back to my house. I'm about to cook for you. Bing, bada, boom. Man cooks for you. Hey, especially today. Especially today. Even if he go in there and cook you a hamburger, that's a keeper, because I barely cooked for myself when I was that age. So
yeah, you do 2 things. You cook for her and you clean everything in one fell swoop.
Yep.
One fell swoop. The quickest you've ever cleaned your crib ever.
He was ready. Did you feel like he took it personal that she didn't want to go to his house? I felt like he kind of took it away when she said, "Come back to the telly" instead of going to his crib.
Possibly. I can see why somebody would take that personally as a man. Usually,
Yeah,
it
bro. I
feels
invited
like
you to my crib. I just met you, so that's a big deal. Like,
I would think most women probably want their man to set the plans. You know what I mean? Set up the plans. You set everything up. So when she says, "Nah, I'm gonna do this," so yeah, it's kind of makes you feel a little bit of a way. I would think.
it
I don't know.
definitely looked like he took it away. Like it looked like he was a little stunned. Like, okay.
But at the same time, maybe he can see the tasty chef. So
Yeah, boy.
can't
Jazz
be
about
too
to get
mad.
in there.
Can't be too mad. All right. So Geoffrey, back from dropping bodies in the streets, pops in on Will, who's doing his best Kevin Garnett impression, which is really weird. Of course, since he's Geoffrey, he has info on Will's dad in an envelope like he's fucking Maury. He mentions that Will's dad is very much alive, and that if he reads the info in the envelope, it could cause some consequences within the family, which I think was a little dramatic, but could be true. Could be true.
Fam, what is going on with Will's dad and Aunt Viv and Aunt Vi and Uncle Phil? What is it? What is the beef?
Yeah, yeah. It's got to be something.
I still think that they Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv got Lou locked up, but he's obviously not locked up anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because he's able to see Will if he wants to. It sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that that's a possibility. I feel like if that's the reveal, though, that falls a little flat.
I would
Just a
agree.
little bit.
Well, I would agree, but it definitely falls flat compared to some of
To
the
what I'm thinking,
theories.
yeah.
Some of the
To what
theories,
I'm
at least.
thinking.
I mean,
Um,
last week you was talking about grandma? I mean, that definitely falls flat compared to that. I'm just saying.
yeah, no, I don't think it involves grandma. Other than the fact that Viola had to take care of her while Vivian was out jet setting. But man, I somebody got to explain it to me, man, because it's something that involves Vivian, involves Will's mom, involves Will's dad, that would tear the family apart. But what else is it? Somebody give me something else.
I got nothing, bro. I got nothing.
Like somebody tell me something else other than, oh, Lou slept with Vivian too, and I mean, look, man,
Grandma?
I'm a stand by it because when it happens, all those who are telling me that I'm reaching are going to have to reach back to me so I can hand you this L. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
look, I, you've been saying this since the fucking preview, I think.
I
So,
did.
so I
I
can't be mad
did.
at you. I can't be mad at that.
Oh man, y'all better not. Y'all better hope it ain't. Y'all better hope it ain't what I think it is, because I'm gonna be King Petty.
As you should.
King Petty.
As you should. As you should. Uh, Tony Robinson said something that I thought was interesting because I think a lot of people are echoing this sentiment. I wouldn't be surprised if Lou was played by Will. I think we actually might have mentioned this as well.
Yeah,
Um,
if he was Will's estranged father.
when I first heard that theory, I was like, you know what? Maybe that actually would be a really good idea. But now I don't know if I'm sold on it, to be honest with you.
To me, it depends on what the reason was for him not being around.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I want to see Will Smith pop up to play a convict or an abuser, or rapist, or anything like that.
Something like
Like,
real heavy for a show
something,
that's not.
yeah, that hasn't been going that way, right? Like that would be a very traumatic turn, and I would hate for Will Smith to have to carry the weight of that in that character.
Agreed.
So if we're dealing with something that we haven't even thought about, right? A theory that we haven't even come up with, something out of super left field. That's the connection between all of these characters. Then I could see it being Will and him having his one and done thing with Will Jabari Banks.
Yeah.
And it's so weird that his last name is actually Banks, like in real
Yeah.
life. Like,
Yep.
how the hell?
I mean, he was the chosen one.
Absolutely.
My dad says Uncle Phil prosecuted Lou and put him in jail. That's what he thinks.
I think that could be it. But then, why did that have to be so secretive? Like, you're telling me, stay away from him. It's not productive to your life. You only need. Why couldn't you use that to reinforce your point? Why wouldn't you just tell Will that? Hey,
Yeah.
look, man, your dad was a real bad guy, man, and he hurt a lot of people. I had no choice but to put him in jail. It was my job. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that wouldn't that reinforce your point to Will to stay away from? Doesn't that do the work for you so that you don't have to wink to Geoffrey to have a man put in a 6 foot dirt nap?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
A
I
lot
would
more
agree.
effective, right? A lot easier, a lot less heavy lifting involved with that. So, like, I feel that, and I feel like it's still an open plot opportunity. I feel like, number one, that falls a little flat from what it feels like they're building to. It feels like they're building to some big reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I just feel like that would have been more beneficial to tell Will if that was the case.
I would
Like, I
agree.
know firsthand what your father did.
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell you this, but and then also, how does that tear the family apart?
Yeah. The entire family. It doesn't.
Yeah, how does that tear the family apart? It That part of it, the part like, oh, it's going to tear the family apart, lets me know that it's something that they had to lie to the kids about as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's something that they had to lie to their kids about as well, which is still got me leaning towards the,
Grandma.
long lost
Oh,
brother thing.
gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. New Uncle Phil, Dwayne Martin, and Geoffrey are together looking at pics of Officer Fred and White Stepmom. Dwayne wants to be prepared for anything that Officer Fred may throw at him and wants to use this if he needs to. New Uncle Phil hesitates, but notices Geoffrey mean mugging. Geoffrey lets him know that he thinks New Uncle Phil is capping about thinking that it isn't right to
Definitely
give
capping.
himself deniability. So,
Definitely capping. Because you seen them gears turning a long time ago. You seen them gears turning a long time ago. So, um, yeah. I think that Geoffrey is just kind of calling it as he sees it. We talked about earlier how him and Hillary see Uncle Phil in a different light because of their respective relationships with him. I just think that Geoffrey has kind of had it. Like, he was like, man, look, I was 30 seconds away from quitting last week anyway. So, fuck it. I'm going to just say what's on my mind.
yeah, no. And I don't blame him one bit for doing so. Also, Tony Robinson says Officer Wilkes needs to stop worrying about Will's past and focus on his daughter getting ran in like a home invasion.
Hey, Lisa did pick up a couple bodies within a year from the same family. That'd be a little suspicious to me as a father, but you know what? We're gonna leave it alone. It's high school, shit happens. No, he needs. Why does he feel so comfortable to parade his new wife around, knowing what? So, like, do you think people are dumb? You think we can't count? You were seen with this woman during this time. Your wife died at this time. So if anyone can count, how do you not think that would be like a grenade in the back of his pocket? Like, he had no fear. It's almost like that wasn't. It went completely above his head that could ever be a thing that comes out about him.
So, I guess I'm to assume that the thing. I guess it was like a cop trip that they went, like the golf tournament or whatever it was like a cop only thing.
It was for the LAPD.
Which people will still see that. So, I mean, it is what it is there. But I guess he's assuming that it was somewhat low key, sort of private, so people don't really know about that as much.
But you had to, even if in a private event like that for an organization like the LAPD, you had to have been seen by hundreds of people, at least 100 people.
At the very
There's
least,
no way for you to control what those people then walked away and said. So
true.
You couldn't possibly have thought that you could have been seen in that public of a forum and thought that you were 100% secure on that situation. So his thirst and his willingness to use the dirt from Will is blind and just it's lackluster. And if not for Uncle Phil just being a better guy, he would have got smashed over the forehead with it and never had a chance.
For sure. I think it's just dumb as fuck that he decided to take very public pictures with her. Like, what the fuck was that? That was the dumb part. Like, yeah, sure. I guess if he was kind of moving in secret, moving in
Like,
silence,
yeah, you stay at the hotel. Let me go play this golf tournament. We'll have dinner later.
that's different. Yeah, not at the photo booth with her teasing it up. Like, what? Do niggas not know how to cheat anymore? Like, what's going on?
Black men don't cheat.
That was a joke. It was a joke.
Yes, we never learned. We never learned how to because black men don't cheat.
I said niggas, not black men.
You right, absolutely. Niggas cheat. Black men don't cheat.
Anyway. So Aunt Viv heads into a meeting for the art fellowship she's been working on, and lo and behold, the two interviewees are the OG Vi and the light-skinned Aunt Viv.
That's hard. That was hard. I love that. I loved it.
I also want to call out the fact that one of the pictures was very clearly, obviously, OG Uncle Phil.
Oh, one of the pictures that she drew.
The picture that she
the big guy, the big guy. That's how
very
she
clearly, very clearly OG Uncle Phil.
Real quick before we talk about her art and her explanation as to why she left, I thought it was real funny that the sitcom's mom and auntie was sitting in a room with this Will's mom auntie. Get it? Yeah. His mom auntie in one, and then you had his mom and auntie.
So you're saying that they basically took mom, auntie, and then fused them together?
And then there's Vivian.
I hate it here.
No.
Absolutely hate it here. OG Vi and light-skinned Aunt Viv end up deciding on granting Aunt Viv the fellowship before she even came in for the interview. But she now has to decide if all the demands, including travel for speaking engagements and whatnot, would be something that she can even handle.
She already knows the answer to that. She already knows the answer before she even goes home and thinks about it. You know damn well you don't have the time. Not if your family is what's most important. Not right now. Not with Phil about the BDA. Not with you getting ready to do this fellowship. Y'all don't nearly have the time. And definitely not after what your husband did behind your back later on. So yeah.
Will walks in a new Uncle Phil's office to tell him that he had Geoffrey look into his dad for him. He then says that he's not interested in finding out the information from the envelope and ends up giving the envelope to new Uncle Phil.
Fam, Will, you was a snitch, fam. You was a whole fucking snitch. Hey, Will, you don't want to know about your dad no more? I don't got no trash can over here. Just pick up some fucking trash can and throw that shit away.
Literally, he was throwing paper into a trash can earlier in the episode, so why not just
burn it?
Throw the envelope there.
Go back to behind the pool house on the top of that California hill and let that paper mache fly, fam. There are literally a million things you could have done with that package that didn't get Geoffrey fucking fired, but you chose the one that points the finger directly back at Geoffrey for doing you a favor. For doing something for you that you asked him to do. Yep.
That was nuts.
I was totally disgusted with Will on that one. And then I got even more disgusted with Uncle Phil because before Geoffrey even said it, I could see the wheels churning for Uncle Phil. He's like, yes, Will. Yes, come to me. I'm your father now. I'm your dad. Like, damn, bro. Like, you know damn well that boy needs to know who his father is.
Yeah.
Even if they never even meet, this is just an envelope, bro. It's an envelope with words on it. If he can't read what his father is on paper, what is it going to be like when the actual living, breathing soul of a person says it to him out of his own mouth? No. How do you think that's going to shake this man's confidence when he hears all the bad shit that he's been avoiding for years and decided to permanently avoid, because that always works, right? Truth always stays hidden just as long as we bury it deep down inside. And
Not how
Uncle
that works.
Phil knows that damn well, and he knows that Will is better off owning up to that shit and facing it head on right now. If if you're truly interested, it's better for you to know the truth than you to just go out here wondering.
Yep.
But Uncle Phil sees an opportunity to ice out Lou, which is what he's been trying to do in the first place. He takes it behind the guise of being a father figure, which was real gross to me from Uncle Phil. Like, this was part of that roller coaster that I'm on. Like, it was already turning me upside down that he wasn't speaking the real to Will. Because if it was Carlton, there's no question that it would be a different conclusion. But since he's going through, his campaign right now, and he wants to keep Lou away, he wants to keep Will close. He's leveraging Will's unwillingness to face the reality of his situation against him, because he knows that's not healthy. You went as far as to put Geoffrey's livelihood at risk to get this. And now you've blown it all up. You snitched on Geoffrey. And now, oh, I don't need it anymore because you're my daddy now, Phil. Come on, man. You that couldn't even have set right in your spirit hearing that.
Yeah.
That boy wanted to know who his father was, and he got scared once he had the information in his hand. And Uncle Phil took advantage of that.
Yeah, for sure. Will tells Carlton about what's going on with the info on his dad. Carlton tells Will that he stopped him from using, and then he says that he flushed the drugs, which could be Cap. Will mentions that Lisa. I mean,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm
No,
thinking that.
I think it could be. I think it is actually, because he got to looking back at his bathroom when he was sitting in there after he was talking to Will. I don't know if he flushed them joints.
Kind of seemed like Cap. Will mentions that Lisa hasn't been answering her phone, and that's when we cut to a scene between Lisa and Officer Fred, where he tells her about what really happened in Philly.
Like what are just a typical gross representation of a black police chief? Like, just ew.
Just completely out for
Yuck.
self and
just gross. It makes me wish that they actually did bury him. Like, aha, motherfucker. But they didn't do that. They took the high road.
Yep. Geoffrey heads to New Uncle Phil's office, where he's waiting with the envelope given to him by Will. New Uncle Phil is obviously upset that Geoffrey went behind his back despite working for him. Geoffrey tells New Uncle Phil that he feels everyone's dreams get dashed to focus on his, which is kind of true. New Uncle Phil says he's only doing this because New Uncle Phil says that Geoffrey is only doing this because Geoffrey supposedly left his kids.
Which is a low blow, bro.
Extremely low blow.
Low, bro.
Don't bring me and my kid in this situation.
Right. We talking about you and your situation right now.
Yeah. New Uncle Phil says he can't trust Geoffrey and fires him, but Geoffrey says they still call it a leave of absence. New Uncle Phil then cries in his chair afterwards.
Bruh, listen. This took me even further than what it was with Will. The fact that Geoffrey even gave you that opportunity, it means he's a better man than you. Like, you're firing him simply because he told you were wrong, and he acted to protect your family before he protected you, and you're firing him. So the fact that he even did what he did to preserve whatever facade you putting out to your family and for your campaign means he's a better man than you.
1000%.
And
he's still putting your needs there, or up here, despite you just fucking firing him.
And after you disrespecting him and invoking his son.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah. I am wondering if I should stick with calling him Officer Fred, or as Tony Robinson put it, Shiny Head Fred.
Shiny Head Fred.
Shiny Head Fred is pretty good. I think I like that. I think I'm going to call him that from now on. All right. So new Uncle Phil talked to Aunt Viv about what happened with Will, and then obviously with Geoffrey. Being that she has to travel for the fellowship, Geoffrey leaving is super inconvenient for her. New Uncle Phil believes that despite running for DA, that he can keep the house together like some sort of super nigga.
Yeah, that's not gonna work either. And yeah, this is another low point for me because it's like, bruh, you hear her, you see her, and you gonna keep lying. You just gonna lie. You lied to her about Will. You lied to her about Geoffrey. You just gonna keep on lying. And even though you probably ended up doing a really good thing by the end of this, them lies gonna come back to hit you. And we still got the little note about him setting off this whole fellowship thing with him buying that first painting in the
I was
first
gonna
place.
say,
So
yep, we still got $20,000 unaccounted for.
bang, 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 bang. He's getting ready to get hit up.
Aunt Viv ends up calling one of the women from the fellowship. I can't tell if OG Vi or light skinned Aunt Viv, but anyway, Aunt Viv ends up calling one of the women, presumably to turn down the fellowship, but then ends up basically venting over the phone, having a therapy session low key.
Yeah, I like that they made her take the full 24 hours. I do. I
Yeah,
like that they made her take the full 24 hours. So it did seem like she was getting ready to fold under what I was saying with like, there's no way that we can do this at the same time. So take the time. Let's see what unfolds for the rest of the night, and then you talk to us.
yeah, I would agree. I think if there's more fellowships or things like that out there, they should probably do the same thing because that's not very. I wouldn't think that's very realistic. I would think they would just let her quit if she felt like she needed to quit.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Before the debate, Lisa ends up at the door and shows that she knows about Will's past and that shiny head Fred plans to use that against him.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, I told you so again, but your girl Lisa said almost exactly what I thought she was gonna say about this whole Will shit. You like sex? I don't even know you. Oh my god! And like, I didn't even like that she didn't even really give him the time to explain what it is that happened. Like, man, no, I didn't shoot nobody. No, like, shot in the air to save my friend. I feel like this whole situation is a little overblown. Like, bro,
Big time.
black teen with every bit of his future ahead of him is on the precipice of having all of it thrown away because of our racist judicial system, which both of the men know is the truth from a prosecutor standpoint and from a cop standpoint. Would never let either one of those things happen to their children. What is the controversy? I get it. Wilkes is a sucker. He's a op. But Lisa, what are we talking about here?
Like,
What are
why
we
don't you
talking about?
understand this?
And then don't act like if your daddy told, well, no, she literally did. I was about to say, don't act like if your daddy told you not to tell me something, you wouldn't tell me. But she literally told him that he was planning on using the information. So she proved herself a little bit more loyal than Will on that one.
A little bit.
Just a tad bit.
Will and Carlton had to let new Uncle Phil know, even though he probably already had a hunch after speaking to whom I'm assuming was Judge Robertson. Was that guy in the green room behind the debate?
Yeah, that
That
was.
was Judge
That was.
Robertson. Okay,
Yeah, he was being way too ominous for it to be anybody else.
that's what I was thinking.
I had to plug the phone in here. We were about to die, fam. We were about to
I'm
die.
almost done. I'm almost done, bro. Chill out. So new Uncle Phil gets on stage, shakes shiny head Fred's hand, and then the moderator opens for opening statements. And this is where new Uncle Phil withdraws from the DA race, which is low key wild because considering everything that everyone has sacrificed, it's all for basically nothing now. And he didn't speak to anybody about it before doing it, which I would have thought he would have learned his lesson on.
Fam, first of all, no. No. You're not about to do that. You're not about to do that. This is what made Uncle Phil the GOAT. This is what took me back up to the top with him. Because that was the ultimate sacrifice, man.
I'm
That
not
was the
saying that it
ultimate
wasn't.
sacrifice. And then who the hell does he have to talk? First of all, that was for Hillary, Ashley, Will, and Carlton. He does not have to discuss that with any of them before he does it. Not a single one of them. Not a
Wait,
single one of them.
say that list again.
If he woke up in the morning, those are his kids, fam.
Okay.
I don't.
All right. So we didn't include Aunt Viv in that because that's
Yeah, no, I
mainly
didn't.
what I'm talking about.
I didn't
Okay.
include Aunt Viv
Okay.
in that. I didn't
All
include
right.
Aunt Viv in that. But the kids, there's no amount of questioning that's supposed to be going on. I mean, your dad had made a decision. Let's
Yeah,
go
no,
home.
I'd agree with that.
Aunt Viv, he made the same ultimate sacrifice for her that Vivian made for him 15 years ago when she stopped painting, and he took off on his political career.
Sure.
It's the same parallel. It's my turn now. I've reached an impasse where I have to truly become a man that I don't want to be. Remember Geoffrey telling him, "Hey, prove me wrong." Because the way I
Sure.
see it, you're going to do everything that you possibly can to hurt this family to make sure that you win. And in this moment, when he absolutely could have done that, smacks Wilkes across the head with the fact that he was smacking his pasty chicken cutlet wife while his beautiful black queen was dying in her deathbed. That would have been checkmate, good night, walk out. He wouldn't even have a chance to respond. It would have been terrible. And then he would have won. And he would have won. And then he would have forced Vivian to try to play double duty with her fellowship and the kids, because ultimately he would not have been able to be district attorney and full-time stay-at-home dad at the same time without Geoffrey, right? So he made the decision that was best for the whole and not him. And so, like, even though he did take control, right? He took power away from Geoffrey. All right, get out. I got this. I got Will. He lied to Viv and told her what he felt like she needed to know. Yeah, I think that was it. But ultimately, he didn't go full on villain and go full tilt like he really could have. And he sacrificed what he would have had if he had done that to help the family. The family clearly needed a parent to be home.
I hear all of that. And actually, I agree that he did make a huge sacrifice in and of itself to make sure that his family was straight. I guess the only reason I wrote what I said in my notes is literally specifically because of Aunt Viv. Kind of hard to sit here and say that he didn't get a chance to basically choose, like, okay, yeah, nah, like, you're not going to do art. I'm going to focus on my politics career initially, right? Mm-hmm. But then now he gets to say, now is your chance to go ahead and do, like, how do you get to play God on that situation?
That's how it was set up in the beginning, though. I don't think that's how it was, because they were both going to try and do what they were going to try and do. They were both going to try and pursue their careers. Mm-hmm. Now, how both of them thought that they was just going to go off and do this shit and be gone for years, and nobody thought about what the hell is going to happen with the kids. Yeah. Like, that's where I'm still messed up with Phil, because it's like, this would have been the perfect time for you to have Geoffrey. You know what I'm saying? It would have been the perfect time for you to have Geoffrey. And because you were so headstrong about, oh, well, I can't trust you now because you tell me about myself. Well, now he's gone.
Which is yet another conversation he did not have with his wife. I'm just throwing that out there as well.
Yeah, no, he straight up lied to her about it. He lied to her about Will and Geoffrey. So your guess is as good as mine. But what I'm thinking is, he probably heard Geoffrey's voice in the back of his head, like, prove me wrong. And he's like, all right, I'm already halfway into this. Am I going to go full tilt, or am I going to try to atone for some of this shit? And I'm probably going to have to answer for it later anyways.
Yeah.
So he's got a hell of a head start on his apology tour.
Yeah, for sure. I also want to point out the fact that not only did he, do this sacrifice, but he's also wasting the sacrifice, I guess, technically, of Aunt Viv. He's also wasting the sacrifice of time for literally everybody in the stadium at that point. Like, the moderator, the crowd, like, there's no debate now. And we all came out here.
Definitely didn't have to. I don't know what he's pegging at. I wouldn't have gave the shining endorsement either. He's definitely not going to be the best DA there ever could be. He had all of that shit. Now, hey, what the hell?
Black men stand together. That's what that is. Even though this black
wait now, because Uncle Phil is a smooth motherfucker. So wait, let me just throw out an idea here.
Oh no.
Theory King. Drop
Can you
out.
claim Theory King before?
No,
Okay,
not
never mind.
yet.
Never
Not
mind.
yet.
Okay,
Not
all
yet. Not yet. All right. So he drops out behind a, you know what, this isn't right for me and my family. Does it in a very public, emotional way for everybody to see. Puts his full support behind Wilkes. It leaks anyway. That homeboy. What if it leaks anyway? That homeboy was cheating on his wife while she was dying.
Dwayne Martin still on the payroll.
Yeah, and also look, if I knew that, why wouldn't have I used it on you in the debate so I could win? So he's covering himself, and I supported you. I gave you my endorsement at a debate where I was supposed to be competing against you. So he has an alibi for it too. Damn, Wilkes, I thought you would. Damn, man. Oh well, look, guess I gotta take it.
I don't think new Uncle Phil is that nefarious.
Okay. Hey, all
but
right.
He could be. He could be.
Hey. Okay.
I'm just saying. I just didn't think that of him. But okay, if that's what he
We'll
is.
see. We'll see.
Sure.
Hey, I'm gonna be mad if he got my waterworks activated and it was all for a lie. Now I'm gonna be pissed. I'm going. Okay. All right.
Could be. I also want to let it be known that this episode was directed by fellow University of Akron alum Matthew A. Cherry. So just wanted to
Really?
throw that out there. Yep. Which he also won the Oscar for that animated short. Remember that hair love short that got an Oscar a while back?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Matthew Cherry out here making moves. Throwing that out there. Any other thoughts? It looks like Tony Robinson had a couple of ideas about OG characters that should show up in this one, like Alfonso Ribeiro should be the new guy in Vy's life.
His new flame, or Aunt Vi's
new
flame.
Tatiana Ali should join the show as Trey's mother, is what he thinks.
Okay.
Karen Parsons, who is Hillary, OG Hillary, can be another artist Aunt Viv meets during her art travels. And OG Geoffrey could guest star on the show as new Geoffrey's father.
That'd be dope.
That he had.
He's new Geoffrey's dad, and he's taking care of his estranged son.
Could be. Just some thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know.
I like all those theories, actually. I like them all.
They kind of do work.
They do.
Throwing that out there.
And that's how it's been so far. Like, you know, I don't think we've seen anybody else from the original other than the aunts, right?
Correct. I think.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, if it holds true to what we've seen so far, then it'll be something like that, something that's not integral to the story, but connected enough for it to matter.
I would agree. Any other thoughts on which is now one more episode in Bel Air? Any thoughts on?
It feels like they're gonna throw us out with a bang, man, and we'll see which, if any, of my ideas or my theories come to pass. Most likely, it's going to be that okie-doke with Wilkes in that story coming out. So
that
we shall
possibility.
See.
I would agree. Any thoughts on your boys?
I also want to say thank you to all 9 people still in the chat. I think we got up to about 12, 14 this time, but you know, while we're still trying to get our live streams going here, man, we definitely appreciate, you know, the few that's rocking with us here at the inception, man. We definitely appreciate y'all, and you know, keep rocking with us.
Yep, and shout out to the Villanova Wildcats. You know what I mean, making big moves out here.
Hey yo, it's a sad day. It's a sad day when you congratulate the team that exited you out a whole round earlier. Who loses in the round of 32?
Yeah, but see, when we already lose, when we lose, we gotta now root for Michigan.
No, we lost in a round of the tournament that actually matters. You don't even have a name for it. It's the round of 32. The hell is that?
Sweet 16 don't matter either. It's Final Four. Final Four.
If you've been to 5 of them in a row, it sure don't matter. It don't.
It's been great kicking it with y'all. I gotta go ahead and watch the first episode of Atlanta season 3, which I am not going to review. Any other parting words?
That's it, man. Love you, chat.
Thank y'all for
Peace.
watching. Peace.